First of all, your reaction to what you just heard from the former president on saying that he didn't always have the tools that he wanted to affect those kind of changes, talking about despite his best efforts and our country's best efforts, we still have this war taking place in Syria.
Let's just look at what he said in the context of those people that are surrounding Donald Trump at the NATO conference. The thing he has in common with them, they're all white. After that, believe me, the problem he's got with them, most of them lack moral and national will to defend their own people. It's actually shameful what has taken place with NATO. ISIS has successfully conducted 32 attacks against 8 NATO countries, killing hundreds of NATO citizens. And you have the head of NATO in the Wall Street Journal today saying that terrorism is threatening our values, our freedom, and our very way of life. And yet in the same article, he says, but we're not going to be involved in combat operations against ISIS. That is fundamentally a lack of will. And these are feckless leaders who are not going to stand up and defend their leaders. This is how far NATO has dropped in terms of its effectiveness. After hundreds of people are killed, they're still not willing to ask their soldiers to go out and risk their lives to protect their own citizens. That is the problem that Mr. Trump has with NATO. While he has financial issues with them, to be sure, they're not taking up the burdens financially of supporting the alliance. The real issue that's even more significant is the lack of political and moral will.
To use your own words, General, you said that ISIS is at war with NATO, but NATO is not at war with ISIS.
Yeah, absolutely. ISIS is intending, as all radical Islamists are doing, to destroy the international world order as we know it. One of the mainstays of that international world order for 70 years has been this successful political and military alliance we refer to as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. But the leaders we have today are mere shadows of the leaders we used to have. They're not serious. They're not willing to come to grips with the world as it truly is. ISIS formed its sanctuary, Sandra, in 2012. It grew from several hundred to 30,000 fighters when they invaded Iraq in 2014. That sanctuary, that safe haven in Syria should have been crushed over 2 years ago, and it still exists today. It's shameful.